it's the, actually, I guess it's Krishna myself, going to give first initiation to Anandamayi. So Anandamayi, maybe you could, everyone could see you. Anandamayi is from Croatia, and she's a good devotee.
Thank you.
So I suppose I'm not going to speak very much, famous last words, but Brahmin initiation is something which is really a foundation of Krishna conscious culture and the God-given culture, which we call Vedic culture, because Brahmin initiation is meant to recognize and empower persons who are qualified to teach Krishna consciousness. It's honest meaning.
Yes.
Of course, I mean, everyone, I mean, before I got first initiation, not only myself, but thousands of other devotees, we were out in the street or in the temple, explaining Krishna consciousness to people. So, I mean, of course, there are many, many devotees who may not have second initiation, but they very sincerely and often very effectively present Krishna consciousness. However, there has to be some kind of formal recognition in an organized society. And so this does not mean that other people are not sincere and valuable preachers. But still, the Brahmin initiation is special. It means that someone has been able to follow the basic principles of Krishna consciousness for a significant period of time and has passed the various examinations and so on. So it is by the way, I should introduce everyone. This nice devotee here is Rasa Mandala Devi Dasi, originally from Australia. Very good, serious devotee. She's been hosting us. This is Maru Mangala. And actually originally from Santiago, Chile, and he's one of our most important leaders in Krishna West. And so we are here at Rasa Mandala's house. She's been very kindly hosting us. She's an excellent hostess. And so Brahmin initiation is a recognition, an encouragement, and an authorization, you could say, to officially represent a powerful Vaishnava Sampradaya, which was really in some ways established by the Lord himself, actually in all ways. I mean, we it's often said we're the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Madhva Acharya, of course, a great Acharya from Southwest India, he taught a number of things that actually are not the same as what we teach. And so if you look at the way we present Krishna consciousness, our philosophy based on, of course, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Lord Chaitanya's own teachings, Krishnadas Kaviraj, Vrindavan Das Thakur, and so on, as purely presented to us by our Srila Prabhupada. So if you look at our teachings about the direct and indirect rasas with Krishna, the nature of the spiritual world, the centrality of Radha and Krishna in understanding the absolute truth, and the all-important fact that Krishna came in this age as Lord Chaitanya, those are things that are not actually taught in the Madhva Sampradaya in the same way that we teach them. So I'm not denying that we have any connection with Madhva. I'm simply saying, though, that in a very powerful, very important historical sense, the real, the ultimate authority of our movement is Lord Chaitanya himself. Lord Chaitanya himself. And So to become qualified to prove oneself to be a faithful servant of Lord Chaitanya's mission and to earn Brahman initiation is very much to the credit of a devotee. Again, this is not meant to in any way minimize or neglect the important service of many people who may not have second initiation, but they're very sincere devotees who help a lot of people. But still, we cannot deny that there is something very special about earning second initiation. And if you look at the Bhagavatam, you find that Krishna, you see very clearly in the 10th canto, Krishna in his own teachings, Krishna's personal teachings in the 10th canto and elsewhere, emphasize the importance of the Brahmanas. So this is something which Krishna himself teaches and emphasizes. So it's a very joyous thing. We're all very proud of Anandamayi, Devi Dasi, as we say, and very sincere devotee and very enthusiastic. She's taken Krishna consciousness very seriously and has earned this second initiation. So, of course, Prabhupada teaches that a Vaishnava is more than a Brahmin. So sometimes because Prabhupada says that, and because, there's obviously a very significant truth to it, at the same time, it doesn't mean that we don't need to have an explicit Brahmin class in ISKCON because everyone is more than a Brahmin. Brahmins actually are teachers, and ultimately our movement is meant to be a teaching society. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 4:33 that serving Krishna through knowledge, learning knowledge, sharing knowledge, teaching others in various ways is better, Krishna's word, better, Shreyan, than simply serving him through rituals, paraphernalia. Krishna says that. So, and then the very next verse he says, you should learn this by approaching a bona fide spiritual master. So, what you're supposed to learn from a bona fide guru is the importance of knowledge. Not just academic knowledge, not just technical, but really understanding the basic principles of Krishna consciousness and then teaching those to others. And Krishna, in fact, says almost at the very end of the Bhagavad Gita that he says that Jaidang paramang guyam mad bhakteshu vidhasyati, speaking in the future tense in Sanskrit, one who will explain this confidential knowledge that I've just taught Arjuna, one who will explain this in the future to those who are devoted to me or simply who are not envious of me. Bhakting mayi parang kritva, literally having performed the highest devotional service, mame vaishati asangshaya, that person will come to me without doubt. The highest devotional service is teaching Bhagavad Gita. And then Krishna says, Nacha tasman manusheshu kaschin me priya kritama. No one but that person has rendered the highest devotional service to me. Yaidang paramanguyang mad bhakteshu vidasi bhakting mayi parang kritva mame vaishati asangshaya. And that person will come to me without doubt. Oh, I'm sorry. I made a slight ecstatic mistake. So, Jaidang Paramanguya Mad Bhakti Svidasiti Bhakti Mai Parankritam Mami Vaishya Sanshaya Nacha Tasman Manusheshu Kaschin Me Priyakritama. So the line I just said, that was the second part of the verse before. And then Krishna says, Nacha Tasman Manusheshu Kaschin Me Priyakritama. No one except that person has pleased me the most. Bhavita nacha me bhuyo anya priyataro bhuvi. And no one will ever in the future be more dear to me than that devotee. These are very powerful teachings. So if the goal of your life is to please Krishna, it's right there. It's right there in the Bhagavad Gita. Nacha tasman manusheshu, among human beings, manusheshu, kaschin me priya kritama, no one can please me more than this person. Bhavita, nacha me bhuyak, and anyak, and no one will ever be more dear to me than that person. Bhavicha, nacha me bhuyak, anyak priyataro. Priyataro means more dear. No one will ever be more dear to me than that devotee. So a Brahmana is especially meant to teach Krishna consciousness, especially meant to teach Krishna consciousness to others. And of course, as Prabhupada explained and revealed to us, we have to find the way to get through to people. That's our responsibility. Prabhupada said that the modern society is a headless body, but if the modern world is a headless body, it also seems to be the case that ISKCON is a disembodied head. So, so if somehow, unfortunately, the head becomes disconnected from the body, which is certainly the case in the modern world, then it's the duty of the head to figure out how to reconnect. The body cannot figure out how to reconnect because the body is literally brainless. And therefore, it's the duty, so it is our duty to find a way to connect to the world. That's our duty. And I just got a very beautiful message today from actually a godbrother of mine sent a message from a Guru Kuli, the son of a very prominent devotee of Prabhupada who passed away, that about how much our preaching means to him and to many other people, how it's giving them new hope in ISKCON, Krishna consciousness. So if we are able to be useful, if we are actually able to be useful, that's Krishna's mercy. That's Prabhupada's mercy. It's because without their kindness, without their blessing, we can talk, blah, 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 but it's just not going to help anyone very much. And so being able, receiving the blessing to help other souls to come back to Krishna, that blessing has to come from Krishna. And really, that's what we should be praying for. A Vaishnava is not praying to, get a nice this or that, some material. I mean, of course, we want our basic needs to be met. Otherwise, it's, life can be pretty crazy. But apart from our basic needs, we should be praying to Krishna to somehow empower us, give us the power to spread Krishna consciousness so that people get this benefit. And so a Brahmana or lady, Brahmani, there are some people who are obviously not very intelligent who say that women are not in the Varna system. And this is a remarkably unintelligent thing to say when you consider that Arjun's whole concern in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita and one of the main concerns in the Manu Samhita is Varna Sankara, which literally means Varna mixing, and it refers to marriage. So if women have no Varna, it would be logically impossible to have Varna Sankara, because how can a man mix Varnas with a woman that doesn't have a Varna? And so the idea that women don't have a Varna is just like I said, it's really amazingly unintelligent. I mean, someone really must have been trying hard to say something foolish, and they succeeded. So also, if you look at the Manu Samhita, which Prabhupada calls the law book, a lot of it is talking about different kinds of varna marriages, where the woman always has a certain varna and the man has a varna. And there is the word in Sanskrit, brahmani. It is a Sanskrit word. It's used. There's also a word, brahmacharini. Some people say that that's not a real idea, but the word brahmacharini is in the Mahabharata, referring to the sister of Brihaspati, who was a brahmacharini. So there are a lot of urban legends circulating among devotees, but in any case, so we are proud of Anandamayi Devi Dasi, as we say, from Croatia. And so now I'm going to give her the mantra. And unfortunately, since I can't really in good conscience do it publicly, since people in different situations may be listening, so we're gonna have to go off the air. But thank you very much if you were listening. It's even though I can't see all of you, but it's a pleasure. Spend some time with the Lord's servants. I hope you're all very well. And I am now in Alachua, Florida. Tomorrow, I'm going to give a Bhagavatam class. Today is Sunday, June 22nd. I'm sorry, January 22nd. That was not age related, that mistake. So today is Sunday, January 22nd. And tomorrow, which very likely will be Monday, January 23rd, I'm going to give a Bhagavatam class in Alachua, New Raman Reti, the beautiful, beautiful community in Alachua, Florida, New Raman Reti. That will also be broadcast on the New Raman Reti website. So if you type in ISKCON Alachua or something like that, then they should have a link where you can listen to that. So I hope everybody's well, and we're going off the air here in Alachua. Hare Krishna.